I love an odd dive watch, and today I have a very odd design to show you guys. It's from the brand Dussault. This is large, out of the ordinary. It gets a ton of lume, an inner rotating bezel, and it's called the Red Sea, and you'll see why it's called the Red Sea in just a second. So let's flip the camera and take a look at a very uniquely designed dive watch from the brand Dussault. So like I said, this is a very unique looking dive watch. This is a DLC version with a beautiful fume red dial. That's why they called this one the Red Sea. This gets lots of lume. You have two crowns on here. This one at the 3 o'clock controls the time. This one at the 9 o'clock controls that inner rotating bezel, which is lumed, by the way. You get a lot of lume on this dial because it's a sandwich dial. Everything below that sandwich is lumed and very brightly lumed. You have gold tone hands, a black seconds hand that is also lumed, and those hands are very liberally applied with lume. The DLC coating is on the entire case except for the case back, where you can see the namesake here of this watch, the Anami. That is that great wave. That's what this is inspired by. And you could see this is just a beautifully engraved case back. It's not sharp at all. A lot of times when you see artwork like that, it's pretty sharp. It's not at all. It's very nicely finished. Screwed in case back, screwed in crowns. Both crowns are screwed in. So you have two crowns, like I said, on the left side controlling that inner rotating bezel. That is screwed in. So you have to unscrew that and then you could move that bezel. And then of course you have a screwed in crown for setting the time. No date on here because this is powered by the Miyota 9039. That is a thin movement. It's made by Miyota and it is dateless. It gets 200 meters of water resistance. It is around 43 millimeters, but you do have those two crowns. So physically it looks a little bit larger. You have over a 13 millimeter thickness. It's around 13.2 millimeters. That's including the sapphire crystal. So it's not incredibly thick, but it looks thicker when you turn it on its side because you do have this curved case. A very short lug to lug of 48 millimeters, so it doesn't wear extremely large on wrist. There's lots of little details. Like I said, you have that wave pattern on the crown on both sides. Those are lumed. And then you have these cutaways on the case, and everything is finished really nicely. And again, PVD coated. You have a very large tang buckle on here, a Panerai style tang buckle. And then you have a Stingray strap. I haven't seen one of these in a long time. This one's very nicely finished as well. A little stitching to match that red dial. On wrist today, I have another black watch. This is black ceramic though. This is the Skyline chronograph in black ceramic from Zenith with the El Primero 1/10 of a second movement. And you can see that second hand just flying around the dial. Very cool watch. So there it is on my 7.5 inch wrist. Because of the crowns, because of the shape of the case, I would say it wears almost spot on like a 43 millimeter watch, maybe a little bit larger, closer to 44, but I don't think it wears much larger than that. You have a pretty short lug to lug of 48 millimeters, 13.2 millimeter thickness, including the raised sapphire crystal, which gets AR coating. And then you have a case size of around 43 millimeters. Like I said, not including those crowns, but those crowns do add a little bit of width to the overall design of this watch. You can see it wears pretty close to the wrist. The DLC coating also makes it look visually smaller than it actually is, and that's, I think, something that they did on purpose because there are non-DLC versions of this that maybe will look larger. If you like a large dive watch, this is something you're going to like. There's lots of different finishing on the case. You have a smooth bezel, there's like a square section of the case, and then you have the case itself, those cutouts, the large crowns that are lumed, a layered dial, inner rotating bezel that is also lumed. You know, a lot going on here, and if you like the design, you're going to absolutely love it, and obviously if you don't, you're not going to like this. This is something that is very specific. You have to have very specific tastes for a watch like this. The lume is bonkers on here. Everything is lumed, including the seconds hand. There's two different colors of lume. You have this minty green lume, and then you have orange lume. There's orange lume on the seconds hand, and then the hashes in that bezel. Everything else is that minty green, including both crowns, which have a lot of lume on them, so they are very, very lumed. A very original design here, and as you guys know, that is pretty hard to do. You get a very interesting strap, an interesting case, an interesting dial. The color is bright red, and you know, it's fume as well. So if you like this look, And I have to say, I think in person, it's a really good looking watch. It may not be for everyone, but if you like this look, this is a very well-made watch and I highly recommend it. Price on this is $799. I think it's going to eventually up in price after their Kickstarter, because this is going to Kickstarter. If you're interested in it, definitely check out the link down in the description. Very fun watch from a brand that is trying to do something a little bit different. There aren't many brands coming out with new and inventive dive watches like this, and I'm glad that they made this. I think it's really interesting. Tell me what you guys think down in the comment section below. Like I said, I will add a link to this watch down in the description. Definitely check it out if you are interested. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. I'll catch you guys in the next video.